Alrighty, welcome back. Just breezing through the first hour, about to kick it off in the leadoff spot with my friend Xen Sams, who joins us today, as she always does on Women Wednesday. There's a lot of conversation going on out there, Xen, about how, Kamala, she's standing up for African Americans and all this other stuff. There's indisputable evidence out there that Kamala is Jamaican and Indian. So it is kind of strange that she's supposedly the African-American candidate that they so badly wanted. But this black identification in a time of Black Lives Matter is getting really out of hand. And I guess you wanted to talk to us today about this new term, BlackFishing. Tell us about this.
Yeah, social media, BlackFishing is a term, and it's not something that just surfaced yesterday. Social media influencers, including Kim Kardashian, have been accused of basically faking their racial background, and now more and more stars are being criticized for taking part in this trend known as blackfishing, in which people alter their appearance in order to present themselves as basically black. And the phrase blackfishing has become widespread thanks to cultural critics who began noticing the trend on social media. We're talking years ago. The word has now been co-opted on social media and is being used more widely to describe the phenomenon and its effects on basically a community. So it's a thing. Now, first, a petition to remove Kylie Jenner from Cardi B's WAP music video, and now Rita Ora is facing heat because people are just realizing that both of Rita Ora's parents are white, and now she's being accused of blackfishing. Do we have Rita Ora's picture?
Yeah, there it is. There's Rita Ora. She does look like a person of color, or at least,
So she's been accused of intentionally cultivating the assumption of being black, but others have blamed her label because Jay-Z's Rock Nation is the label she's signed to, and the singer has been, marketed as racially ambiguous, or even, Rihanna 2.0. She's 29 years old. Her family is from Kosovo, a self-declared independent country in the Balkan Peninsula, which consists mainly of Albanian and Syrian people. And it seems that many people incorrectly over the years have assumed that she's black or mixed race. So there's been a tweet calling to her parentage and accusing her of blackfishing. Now it's racked up nearly 100,000 likes and 20,000 retweets on Sunday. A lot of people are mad finding out that Rita Ora isn't black at all, and both of her parents are white. People had said it's so trippy. The girl's been blackfishing. This has been going on the internet for the last couple of days. Now, to her defense, John, in 2016, Wendy Williams told Ora on national television, "I thought you were half black and half white," or something like that. And Ora replied, "Well, everybody usually does. I might as well be, but I'm Albanian." And despite her white heritage, she's repeatedly, worn her hair in box braids, cornrows, as an afro. And more recently, she started doing the gelled baby hairs, all of which is widely considered to be cultural appropriation.
All right. So wait. Let me ask you this, Xen. I got to slow you down for 1 minute. This is great information, but you keep using this term blackfishing. Now I know there's a thing called catfishing on the internet where women try to trick men into thinking they're someone else, or men, or people.
Exactly that.
So that's like blackfishing is like the equivalent of catfishing. Is that it?
Yeah, because they're basically saying, like, for instance, Rita Ora, her stylistic decisions led many fans to believe that she's black or mixed race, when in fact she wasn't. Now, look, right now you have the Kylie Jenner music video petition going on, where Cardi B is defending the casting of Kylie Jenner in the WAP music video. But there's currently a petition, and again, going back to blackfishing, asking for the removal of Kylie from the clip, and it's reached over 64,000 signatures. Now, Cardi B defended the casting of Kylie Jenner in the music video for her. This is the new track, Megan Thee Stallion, and it was directed by a very high-profile director who does music videos, Colin Tiley. And there's a lot of people in this music video: Normani, Rosalia, a lot of hip hop artists.
I don't get it, bud. I don't get it, bud. I'm confused. I don't know how these two stories go together. You got to tell our audience what I'm missing here.
I'm gonna tie it together. So people are petitioning for Kylie's removal because she is not black. So they explained that she was cast partly because she was Cardi B and because she was kind to Cardi B's daughter, and that their husbands know each other. But it offset a very, very angry social media because people thought, although some praised Normani, who is, of color, for dancing in the clip, others criticized Jenner for simply walking down the hall and opening a door, adding that it's a visual indication of Black women having to do the most and white women having to do.
Oh my God, we're getting deep here. We're getting deep here.
Yeah.
It's getting crazy. I don't know if yesterday we were talking about a story where NASA is changing the name of far-reaching galaxies because they're racially insensitive. We're changing outer space now. So here on the planet, if a white person opens the door, then somehow that means it's racially insensitive. I'm confused.
This is what I mean, John, to your point. Like, where does this end? You have people saying, remove Kylie Jenner from a music video because she's white, and, it's impeding in the creative flow, and there's black dancers behind her, and it's an all-black music video. You have people saying, Rita Ora has been blackfishing, and this girl is mixed, she's Albanian, but people thought she was black. But they're attacking these stars and celebrities. Now, did they want to pretend to be black because that was the trend or their entourage? And is that what's making people really furious? Or were they marketed like that and that was the intent? But either way, right now, being at each other, instead of attacking the other, we have to embrace and celebrate the richness of true democracy and honor the voices that make us a choir. I mean, America's conscience has been stirred by recent events. And yet, for too many, such realities are not new. I mean, most have struggled to rationalize and reconcile the tragic, pointless deaths of all of these people. You have Elijah McClain, you have George Floyd, you have Breonna Taylor. And right now, everybody's at each other with black and white. Everyone's trying to make sense of the culture and these new terminologies that we have to deal with. And I, as a mother and as a parent and as a taxpayer and as a New Yorker, I am frustrated because none of this is going to end with this much anger on either side. From the white community, from the black community. I just want to love everybody. And I think that people are really looking under the hood to turn this into something it shouldn't be and doesn't have to be. And people are really hypersensitive. And for the first time, I'm going to say it out there that we need to slow down because these riots, this racial issue, all it teaches our children is to hate and continue this, at each other over the years that right now, it doesn't seem to be going away and no one's really doing anything about it. I don't know if all of these protests really matter. I don't know if there's a point that's being heard and if change is being made as a result of all this.
Zen, I failed to mention in the beginning, you're a model, you're an actress, you're a producer, you're a super mom above all else. I'm watching this video out there by a pretty well-known producer in Hollywood, John Paul Rice. And he was involved in Harold and Kumar and a whole bunch of movies that he did, okay? And he put out this movie like a year ago called A Child's Voice, and it's talking about human trafficking and sex trafficking, and now he's talking about how Amazon just took it down a year later saying it was inappropriate content and all this other stuff. But one of the key things that he talked about, and he said he's been in Hollywood 20 years, he turned a blind eye to things, but now he's realizing what he saw and what he knows, and he has to talk about it. And he says, when a child, our world is born on love. And he says, when a child is born, no matter what, before anything happens to them, they're born with a love inside them. And especially for their own two parents. And he talks about how crazy it could be for parents to actually destroy that and give their kids up for sex trafficking and all this other crazy stuff. I think the divisions we see lead back to our politics because I think there's two societies going on and people want Trump out of office and they want the status quo where people aren't looking under rocks to go on anymore. And I think they are trying to divide us for that very reason.
You're right. You're 100% right. And when you do have Hollywood film producers, or John Paul Rice, and it's not that he's not Scorsese, but he's known for famous movies. And these movies, like A Child's Voice, speaks up on child trafficking in the entertainment industry. And I think that right now, the exposure that he just made, I hope he doesn't do something, crazy and take his own life because there's a lot of heat that's about to come down on this man. A lot.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't be surprised because it seems like everyone that actually starts talking about this global sex trafficking story winds up coming to some untimely and curious death. But he
yeah.
seemed pretty sane. I got some clips of it I'm going to show a little later on in the show. But you're always right on the money. Perfect timing. Let me ask you this, truthfully. You know of any evidence at all that Kamala Harris is actually African American?
I don't. I mean, look, Kamala Harris right now, I don't want to, it's Women Wednesday, and although, all I know is that the way that they've marketed her, again, African American, Asian American, from Oakland County,
Right.
California, that's all I know, but I don't have any evidence.
Yeah, I get it. I mean, it is a good day for women. The other stuff is all fluff and promotion, but
Why is there something brewing about that?
I don't know.
Look,
We'll see. But we got to leave it there, Zen. We're going to run out of time, and you're the best. Thank you so much. Check out Xen Sams all over. She's on social media, Xen Sams. Quick break. Coming back right after this.